What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Callie.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Duce.
Today, we is going to have a girl talk,
We gonna chit chat. We got a couple categories that we feel like a lot of you females need to hear, because obviously we don't know what's going on. Today we got anything about yourself, self-care, self-love, self-esteem, fake friends, friends and fake friends, as we should say, just like your friends, and how do you see, boom, we ain't gonna get into the questions yet. We got relationships and we got toxic traits.
we going to air our business out today.
What we did, me and Kylie just came up with 4 questions that we hear from women in general when you having a conversation. We just picked 4 questions, and then after each of every category, we gonna just give y'all a nice tip from each one of us that we feel like as women or as females that will help us either progress or grow, individually.
What form of self-care do you feel like as a woman that you learned late?
Personally, me and myself, I feel like, I don't know, I like the appearance side of women real late. Like the nails and everything. You gotta make sure you keep this and keep that. Mm-hmm. I learned that real late. I was a tomboy, so baby, ain't no nails, ain't no toes painted. You see dogs out here. So it was kind of I feel like that's one thing that I really learned late.
Say.
That's just something that we all feel like, because self-care didn't really become a known topic or subject to talk about, and as women you should do, until it was our generation that came in and
what I think. Right, but I also think that it was a thing, but it was a grown woman thing. They made it seem like if a woman wanted to be
boss women, that's feel something that the boss women knew, not more of it was just known to us in a collective as a minority.
I feel like it was more of, it was women learn how to do it because especially for black girls, when we're young, when we want to be feminine, we're considered fast or doing too much. We get our hair done, or if we got our nails done, we was trying to be grown, type shit.
That too.
We weren't conditioned to be to learn self-care unless it was in the sense of being shamed in a way, you need to wash your ass because you stink type shit, or being bullied for how you smell or how you groom yourself. It's a lot of the stuff we do what came out of trauma, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But another thing, as far as the knowing this is called self-care, that is the boss women shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was more of as I don't know, I feel like you said, we are a minority, so it was more of what we got known for doing nails and everything was you're fast, you're you just want to be seen, or things like that, in that nature.
Right. So the whole thing, these women ain't black women ain't feminine or whatever. Well, we weren't allowed to be feminine as kids. How about that?
Bingo. What form of self-care do you use for self-coping?
I'm be honest.
And if you got a bad habit, what, where do you feel like that, downfall you at in, being having a positive self-care or self-coping method?
Okay, so, well, first of all, I drink, so I drink. I tell you that. I definitely drink. But the downfall is the problems don't go nowhere, so you always gonna be getting lit type shit or whatever. But if you don't, then you just gonna be fucking depressed because you're not drinking. There's no other way to cope or whatever. So I feel like another healthy way that does help me is time to myself, to be honest, or away and outside or something, not cooped up in my room or in the house type shit. I go for a walk if I have to, or even car rides is cool for me or whatever, but being away from that space where you don't have to deal with that stressor, especially if it's something that you can't control.
Yeah.
Definitely,
it's a big difference on control and not things that you can't control. So, okay, definitely.
What about you?
For me, Like for self coping, it's a negative thing. I usually bite my nails and smoke, but for like more of a positive thing, yes, I bite mine's real low. As y'all can see, that's why I keep nails on, cause no, as a woman we can't have booty diggers. But I feel like a positive like self-care thing that I do is either walk or put on music. I might journal a little bit. Like, I know I'm probably not consistent on journaling, but I definitely, like, I might journal my feelings down at that point and moment of time, especially when I'm in my own journey and stuff like that. So, the downfall that I say about my bad habits of self-coping would be, everybody know marijuana is expensive. It's not really expensive, but it's expensive. It takes out a lot. And biting my nails, like, people, the face people make, like, soon as they see your hand, like, this, as, like, and then, like, everybody be like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. So then to think about, like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, and you put your hands out like this, and all I see is nubs, it's like, that is disgusting, baby. Keep your fingers out your mouth. But yes, that, I'll say them are my positive and negative self-coping like things.
Okay, next one. What are 3 simple self-care tips?
Get up and wash that ass. If all you have to do, just get up and just go jump in the shower. If you wake up and you feel like, oh, I'm just in my head a little bit, just go get in the shower, put your music on, and, like, clean yourself up a little bit. Like, just reset your day, reset everything. Like, if you woke up and your room a little bit messy, just clean up your room, jump in the shower, get cute real quick, and go take a walk. Just that alone. Whether you stop at a store to grab a juice on your walk, whether you, like, anything. So what I say is clean up, shower, and a walk. Music and a walk. 1 or 2.
Clean up where you mostly, like, live at, like, where you mostly sit at, like, where is your comfort space,
where you think the most.
Yeah, so clean up that area so you can have a clearer mind when you chilling in that area or whatever. Even if it's like even if it's not area, like, say you at the computer all the time or whatever, and your area is clean at your computer, clear off, like, the desktop and all this shit. Take all the apps and shit off of it. Do some type of cleaning, if that makes sense. Some type of cleaning. Even if you have a messy ass notebook, you got all these notes or whatever, grab a new notebook
and clear it up.
You know, do some type of organization. Yeah. Or, like, if you like to cook all the time, clean up your kitchen, you know, reorganize some shit, add something new to the kitchen.
And after you clean, it's not just clean. It's clean and, like, okay, say that I woke up, I wasn't feeling right. I'm like, okay, let me put my music on, clean my room. After I'm done cleaning, I'm going to go still clean my body and refresh my body to knock off whatever, like, feelings, energy, whatever you had before then. So when you do step out and walk out your home doors, like, it's a new energy that you're putting out there, and, you know, yeah.
And you don't shower or get in the bath first before you clean. You do it after.
Oh my gosh. Self-care. Hey,
You
self-care. Fun fact.
Yes.
Do not get whoa. You hear right in the background? Do not.
Right, baby, right.
Like, that's self-care 101. Like,
right. So pretty. Say you like fashion or you like makeup or hair or whatever, do that as well. Do some type of that thing. Or if you have a craft, do a little practicing on that as well too. Or clean up your workspace in that way as well. Another thing is get around some people you really like. If you don't have no friends or nothing like that, I would say go to, like, an event where you meet new people, or go to, like, the bar or something and step out your comfort zone and meet, you know, new people. Don't be doing no extra shit though. Like, I wouldn't say you find your best friend that night, because you will not find your best friend that night. But yeah, find your woosah. You can also meditate.
Like, even if you don't know how, as a person who didn't know how to meditate and, like, really pave my own way in my journey, what I'll say is just do your research. Even like that's a self-care tip too, like to just do research on stuff that either don't make sense to you or it was just like, oh, you seen it and it like kind of grasped you to it, or anything. Like just do some research, whether it's you being a content creator,
Don't touch that.
whether you being a model, whatever you doing, just do research to like perfect your craft. What actions can you take to build your self-esteem?
I just thought of something. Okay, so you know how there are different like types of love languages and stuff like that. I think it depends on what your love language type is, like how you like to receive love, because you will have to do that to yourself, if that makes sense. So like if you're an affirmation type of person, you need to read yourself some affirmations or give yourself some type of affirmation, something that you can read or hear to motivate yourself or give yourself some type of confidence or something like that. If you're like a gift person, go and buy yourself something, you know. If you're a what's the other kind, like quality time type of person, go and spend some quality time with yourself. Watch you a movie, go on a trip, go on a vacation. If you ain't got the money to go do that, walk outside and see new places in your city. Do something. Go to free events. There's a lot of those. Go exercise, go work out, do something to make yourself feel better about yourself. Do something new. Finish something. Pursue something and finish it, and you'll feel better about yourself.
Your affirmations, like she said, just to fulfill your mentalness. I'll say that don't always have to, oh, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm pretty, because I know a lot of people, they either forget, they either end up, depression is a motherfucker, so you end up being so far in that it's like, okay, I did it this day, but I can't be consistent. So what I'll say is more of like talking to yourself, getting yourself like, affirmation would be talking to yourself about whatever it is, whether it's your craft, whether it's how you feel about yourself, whether it's, oh, I want to look like this or I want to do this, whether, no matter what it is. Also, what I'll say is, like she said, whatever you feel like your love language is, just recuperate that back to yourself. So me personally, I have did like 5 to 10 day thing where one day I'm telling myself affirmations, the next day I'll probably go on like a self date, next day I might spend quality time with myself, next day I might get with my friends and put more energy into them than what I want, you know. Just because what goes around comes back around, and your friends might need that too, because it's like life is a lot. So yeah, it's a lot of actions that you could take. You could take a lot of different actions. Like, I feel like the simplest way to do it is however you want your love recuperated, just recuperate it the same way back or whatever. Fuck, y'all, I mixed the words up. But it's so, yeah, Yeah.
To the next one.
So, for this category, guys, we got friends and them fake friends. Them friends that y'all don't know if they're fake or not. You can't get around the gist or whatever it is. It's about friends, good, like positive friendships, everything. So, let's get into it.
What are 3 red flags in a friendship?
My first red flag is every time you talk to me, you got something messy to talk about. That's like my first red flag. Like, I don't know. That just shows me, like, not even just for our friendship, but it'll be for, like, me in general, just myself, my boundaries, what I want around me, the people I want around me. Like, yeah, I know gossip is girls. Like, we're girls. We're going to gossip. But it's like every time you come around me, you got something. Like, the first thing, like, we won't talk until you say something about Facebook or something. Like, that's a red flag. My second one would be the shadiness and stuff. Like, if I've been around you and like I could see that you shaded another person that's like knew you before me, and then when I come around, it's like, oh, you like, I'm not saying you like it's a time limit on friendship, but if you fuck with me and you just met me 2 days ago more than you fuck with your sister, and you able to tell me everything about your sister off the rip, that's a red flag. You gotta go. Like, I'm sorry, you're weird, you're a weirdo. If you like, if we go out somewhere and you like, I don't know, you're real selfish, whether that be coming to the bill, a friend who's around, like, they came up short or something. Like, not saying specifically that's what it's for, but, like, just, like, your selfishness. Like, if I could see that you're selfish and, like, no matter what situation you get put in, you would put yourself over the group or us as a friend, I can't mess with you. And when you always think about niggas. It's red flag.
Yeah. Pick me is a no-no.
Yeah, pick me is
definitely a no-no. And it also depends on the person. It depends on the type of person. Because certain things I expect out of those people. I went into the friendship knowing a little bit about you already type stuff or whatever. So it's certain things I know I could avoid, you know, being treated a certain way. So it probably didn't come as a red flag, even though it's a red flag in your personality in general. So, like, I wouldn't deal with nobody who takes pride in talking to their friends like they crazy. Like, you're not finna call me out my name. We're not finna be okay with that. We're not about to do that. Stuff. Yeah, or putting your hands on me. We're not finna be play fighting or nothing like that. I'm not cool with that. But that alone would be a red flag if you was my friend. But I will come into the friendship not fucking with nobody who like that anyway. Yeah. Type of friend who doesn't listen to my ideas. If you came to me, like, we're supposed to be here planning something, we're doing something together, but you undermine my ideas, or you go to somebody else whenever I give you an idea type shit, whatever. And actually, that's what a lot of the that goes for anybody, like family members too. Like, if we hear and we have a conversation, you go back to tell somebody else because you don't want to hear what I said, type shit, as if I didn't know what I was talking about. The older women I knew in my life, they talk about somebody so bad, they talk about somebody so bad
without telling them. Without telling them.
Yeah. Without telling them.
That's the, like, I'm trying to.
Because the other person think they still like, friends.
Yeah. So when you bring me, now I'm looking like, hold on, I don't like this bitch. And whole time, y'all gotta understand it. This how y'all move, you know?
Nope. And then the friend come around, and then now y'all the best of friends.
Now so she looking at me because I got a little face on my. I can't help.
Right, like, you know they don't like you, right?
She just stole your money and robbed your kids. So now, like, this is crazy. The life of being a woman.
Man, so yeah, I don't like being put in the middle of shit. That's one thing. I don't like being in the middle of drama. Like, don't, just because I'm associated with you, now I have to act a certain way because I'm cool with you, or now I'm automatically going to act a certain way because I'm vouching for you and I think you're this type of person and these people are against you, and the whole time you're not. Yeah, so
you switch
that would
up
piss
every
me off.
Time you go around a different group,
so the whole time
person.
you really this person. And I don't know this type shit. But I don't like shit like that. I don't know how to put it. I don't like what's the word, like being passive aggressive, or like you say shit that means one thing but it was supposed to be like the backhand compliments. Like, I don't like that either. Or you do stuff that's offensive, but expect me not to see it as offensive.
And act like you being defensive.
Like the gaslighting. I don't like gaslighting. There we go. I don't like gaslighting at all.
That's definitely the
because bitch, I'm supposed to be mad with you right now. And then we're supposed to talk over it, and then you're supposed to apologize and change your behavior. But if you can't do that, then what the fuck are we friends for?
You don't have, like, okay, if I'm your friend, I know what you expect. Or I know what you like. I know what triggers you. I know what gets you going. I know how to get you lit. I know what makes you smile. I know what makes you laugh. Because out of this week of us being around each other, I didn't kind of paid attention to what you do and what you like. You're my friend. Like, I don't know. But a lot of people, like, they see how you are, and they try and use it against you so they could get what they want, which is manipulation. But I see that it's a lot of females out here who does that, or whether it's in the content creating world or influencing world, or like just a group of friends in general. I feel like manipulation and gaslighting and just being funny towards your friend. I don't think that's funny. Like, especially if I know that Callie's going through something, why would I make a status about something that she's specifically going through?
Exactly.
That's like
shit I don't like.
That's like, what are you trying to say? Because no matter what, if you know depression yourself, you know that even if I'm in my head, I still probably am having trust issues and my trauma is triggering, da da da. So we all did have friends who crossed us. So of course I'm gonna instantly look at you like, what you mean? And then if I check you, you can't really say nothing too much to me about it, because it's like at the same time you know me. How do you spot a fake friend?
When you tell them good news and they feel disappointed, or they feel, you can see their face and it's just like or you ever gave somebody good news and they try to downplay it, like it was supposed to happen, or you were supposed to do that, or it's not that serious, or it's not that serious, or it's too good to be true, or somehow, some way it got to be downplayed, like it's not meant for you, or it don't even matter. You get what I'm saying?
I definitely do.
Like, for instance, take it like if you're in a interracial friendship, like a white person and a black person who are friends, if the white person always have something that's low-key racist to say, or you can see them acting towards black people one way but cool towards you, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. That weird shit. And then it's just, you gotta watch their behaviors. If their behaviors is not genuine, or their behaviors is kind of questionable,
as soon as your head be like, huh, that's a fake friend.
You know, if I swear to God, everybody, I don't care what nobody say, you might have just let it go over your head. But your fake friend, your antennas went up. You know your fake friend. You know that for a fact. You just gotta sit there and think about, like, who would I call if I'm gonna get in trouble, right? Or who would I know will answer if I ever get in trouble. But I can't really do that, the who would answer part, because you know certain friendships you have, they have certain availabilities. But you know who would be there for you emotionally and who wouldn't. So you got to think about that as well.
I would say how I spot a fake friend is, my biggest thing is like the supportiveness. Like, I don't know, it's a lot of people out here, like, you could tell when it's they supporting you versus when they supporting everybody else. It's like when they supporting everybody else, they could go, that hypeness that you looking for, they're giving it. But it's like when it's you, it's like okay, thank you, you welcome, or
you gotta tell them about your achievements.
Yes. A second one that I would say is in their body language. When you tell them something, or like when you're explaining, like, or you're venting about something that, like, you know what I'm saying, that you feel or something. Like if I'm sitting there and we're talking and like I'm like, oh well, yeah, the car lot just called me and said that I'm probably finna be able to drop a little 2024, we finna be riding out, da 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 da. And when they be like, oh yeah, well, and they like make this little face, like you can see it in their eyes, like I don't know how to explain it. And then when they like continue to talk about it, it's like they try and flip it to something that they're with, or they want, or they, you know what I'm saying? So now they're using so now they're using their energy against yours, type of thing. Like if that girl love everybody else's pictures and share them, but they only like yours, she's a fake friend. If she only could talk to you when she want to go outside or when she's bored, she's a fake friend. If she only wants to like use all your energy when you actually up, and not versus like when you kind of fucked up and you tell her like, look, I'm fucked up, and she ain't, that's a fake friend. And like, them are fake friends. Them are people who's around for right now and not later. They're friends who don't have no goals, don't want to make it nowhere, no ambition. They're using your goals and your ambitions to keep going. That simple.
Oh, another good one is if somebody did you like bad. I'm talking about dirty. I'm talking about disrespectful. Like even if it was like a abusive partner type shit, and y'all not together no more, and your so-called friend is still friends with that person, that's not a real friend. Like just not a real friend at all. Like not at all. Not even a little bit. Or if a bitch whooped your ass, like I'm talking about like bad. I'm talking about like real bad. And your friend is still friends with that girl, that's not your friend. If a bitch robbed you or set you up in some type of way, and that person is still their friend, and they supposed to be your friend, that is not your friend. If the girl is talking about you on the internet, and your friend is in the video with her, not saying nothing. That is not your friend.
So I feel like a lot of things that a lot of girls go through is them and another person kind of like don't really mix well together. Not so much of they fell out or like they had to like fight or whatever. They just either had a couple disagreements or just didn't really like, I don't know, they didn't match well with each other. And y'all all like, and your friend who like knows you, been around you, it's like a difference between a friend and then somebody who's like around, like they come around. Yeah, like if your friend is talking to the same girl that you, whether you know y'all don't mix or you know what I'm saying, and she like, I'm not saying that you can't be friends with who you want to be friends with, but let me tell you, if I don't like that girl and Callie comes around and like be around her, yes, I'm gonna feel some type of way. There's no like, what do you mean? What are you around her for? What is she giving you that
She don't even know you for real.
She don't even know you. Y'all don't even vibe about nothing. Like, what's going on? Like, y'all just
funny. Like, what's so, you know, like
now y'all got me thinking y'all just talking about, you know, my flaws or whatever, you know.
So y'all over there talking about me. That's what it is. I'm just playing. Nah, for real. Y'all can have, everybody can be friends with anybody they want to. That's not the issue. And then, you know, there's a lot of friend groups with people who's friends with people and been friends before people met people. That's not the problem. The issue is when you know a person is being disrespectful to somebody.
Know who's not.
Yeah.
Know who's in your circle and know who you use for fun or content or this or that. That's simple. You need to know your boundaries and your placements with everybody. Like,
and if you know
everybody's not your friend.
Everybody's not your friend for sure. Definitely not that. Not everybody's your friend. And stop hanging with these bitches you think who is your friend.
Or that you think on Facebook and they just be lit and they
another one. Here's another one. If you sit down and you think about the conversations you have with your friend, and if you think that if y'all ever fell out and they will air all your shit out, or you seen them do it to friends they had before you, they shouldn't be your friend, because I just want to let you know that because I just want to let you know once y'all fall out, that's exactly what's gonna happen to your ass, and you're gonna be sitting there looking stupid because they didn't pull all your business out, and now you on the internet beefing with them and crying.
Crazy. Living your truth, baby. That's all you gotta do.
That's it. That's all. 3 things you can do to be a supportive friend.
A supportive friend, I don't know. Just not really helping with the mental side of things, but helping with the like mental health, or being able to like show resources, or like even just like being at events with them. I don't know, being that extra like there, help, like, or that person, not even present. Help, that present like source. If she's a mother, whether sometimes you like, if she doing something, she like, oh, I gotta go make the bottle, and you going in there to get you something to drink, just make the bottle. Especially if you already had kids or whatever the case may be. If they want to do a video, just shoot the video. Like, just to keep a positive, like,
and take the weight off.
Keep a positivity going. Like, and I'm not saying like just do it like all the time or something like that, but just continuously, like, even if it's a check, like, oh, you good? Like, I know I ain't been around you in 3 days, but are you good? Or I seen a post, not specifically telling you that it's a post that made me think, but let me just pop up on you today and, you know, hey, let's grab some ice cream, or let's make some popcorn and watch a movie real quick. Just being, like, more of a stress reliever, and knowing, like, you and your friends' boundaries and what triggers y'all and what don't, and, like, being there in a positive space for them, rather
like,
than
just show you care.
Yeah, like, just showing you care, showing that you there for them and you will work with them, like, through whatever they going through, or through whatever you going through, like, because it could be a time where you're going through something, and that's how you realize a fake friend too. If I could be there for you, not saying like specifically, just out of genuineness of my heart, and when I'm go disappear for 5 days, not a soul hit me, baby, you need to start reevaluating who you supporting and who you getting your energy to.
Then especially when I come back out of that depressive state, you mad at me because I was gone.
But you didn't check. You ain't check. You ain't call. You ain't pull up. You ain't beep the horn. You ain't tell my mama, like, hey, tell your daughter I'm thinking about her. Like, nothing. Like, nothing. It was like, And I know sometimes it'd be like, oh yeah, you probably do cross people's mind, or that person probably do cross your mind, but you don't have time, or you don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like people make time for what they want. If you want something, you're going to get up and get it. Like, no matter what, you're going to fit it in. You're going to make time for it. You're going to do whatever. So as a supportive friend, just making time for your friend, making like a positive space for your friend, and being there.
Especially if all they want you to do is like listen. If they just want to vent and then listen, or they want you, you really need to ask them what they want out of you as well sometimes, because sometimes people really don't just want nothing. They either want you to listen, or they want you to be there, or get their mind off of everything. Y'all ain't gotta drink or nothing like that, or nothing like that. Y'all can just sit down and watch a fucking movie and not talk about shit. Like, I don't want to talk about nothing right now. I just want to, just keep to myself and mind my business type shit.
Because a lot of people also got to the point where it was like, oh, venting, and we had our own era of venting. So now I feel like we're in a point in life where it's like, oh, I don't want to talk to nobody because what they gonna help me with, what they gonna do for me, whatever the case may be. And it's more of like just the, like you said, the present moment, oh, you don't want to talk, but I'm sitting here, so I know, like, oh, if I'm finna go eat or whatever the case may be, like, you're still here. It's like, you understand, you have, like, we both have boundaries and things that we don't like, and we understood and came to agreement on them as a friendship and stuff. If you could build an ideal friend, what's 3 characteristics that they would have?
Okay, well, obviously they gotta be some supportive in some type of way. You don't have to like listen to my music or nothing like that, or buy any of my stuff, but at least support. Like, if I make a post, at least share it. Something in common with me somehow, something we can relate on, whether it be race, it be gender, it be, whatever. Something we have to relate on. Another thing is they have to be understanding, not judgmental. The same level that I'm at mentally. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't be completely out of your shit right now, and I can't be there for you, because first of all, I'm just now meeting you, and now you're gonna lean on me to help you or take care of you, and all that's gonna do is bring me down. Now we both depressed, and what the fuck we gonna do at that point but get depressed?
If I could pick 3 things, I'll say I really just like somebody who's loyal to the core. Like, I ride by my friend, she ride by me. That's my day one, boom, boom, boom. So one thing that's like my main thing is probably like loyalty. Another thing, me personally, I like for a long time been working on my communication skills and stuff like that. So just a friend who knows how to communicate and like understand what they want, and like, okay, look, friend, I didn't like that, or friend, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because we still come from 2 different upbringings. So while we're building our friendship, we gonna have to like really understand what each other like, what we don't like, without trying to press each other buttons, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. The last thing I would say would be the supportiveness, like Callie said, like, support me, be there for me, ride for me like I'm a ride for you, be knowledgeable, like, so we could both teach each other, like, because it might be things that I grew up and knew and saw in a different point of view, and you know what I'm saying, things that you do and see in a whole nother point of view, and stuff like that. So I say them would be my 3 like characteristics for an ideal friend.
What are some misconceptions people have about relationships?
They think that the communication just be perfect. The communication through the relationship is perfect. I feel like you have to learn each other like a lot. It's a lot of stages, and then on top of that, it's like you go through stages as an individual. So like you always have to relearn something, or relearn like the things that like happen or could come across, because once you beat one stage, it's like, so like the honeymoon stage, as everybody say, yeah, we communicated, we learned each other through our love language through our first honeymoon stage, but we still have to relearn each other again when we get to like the second stage of it, because we're out of the honeymoon stage. So I really have to understand and like relearn, like, okay, so that was trauma that was talking, or that was like that was defense that was talking, or like just different things. Like you have to relearn, because I don't even know how to explain it. But communication is not fucking perfect.
Really, after the honeymoon phase, you have to be learning how to communicate with your partner, which is going to be the hardest shit ever, because you saw all of the red flags during the honeymoon stage, but now you're addressing the red flags. And when you're addressing the red flags,
you were just going to move past the red flags, but as you keep going, it keeps progressing.
Yeah. It just add on and add on and add on. So you're going to have to nip that shit in the butt, or it's going to be... you're going to have that problem forever. Like, you have to realize you're always going to have that problem forever if it's a problem for you, because that part of that person will not change. Certain shit people have problems with a person is who they are, you know? And it's not like the person can't change. It's that person feels like they don't have to change, or that's something that they will have to do some real work on to change. When you see their parents, you're going to know. You're going to know where the fuck it come from. When you see their family, you're going to know where it come from, because their family act like that, their parents act like that, their siblings act like that. It's always, you're going to know it's there. You're going to see where it comes from, and then you're going to try to justify it by like, oh, well, I know why they're like this, so I need to, I'm going to just, that's just how they is, That's just how they is, but then it still irritates the fuck out of you. So you need to decide early, real early, is this something you can deal with for the rest of your life with this person? Because if not, you need to leave them alone, because you're going to have to do some real fucking work with them before it's gone. Before they work on it. Especially if y'all got in a relationship young. It also matters when you get in a relationship. I'm young. I'm 26. I got in my relationship when I was 18, 19. And we still in a relationship now. Now, if I was 40 and we got in a relationship and it was things I didn't like, you can get the fuck on. Like, to be honest, to be real honest, we too big. Yeah, we too big. But as a teenager, when we got together, when we were adulting, when we was learning those things and unlearning things that we learned as, growing up, that was not healthy type shit. So we have to give each other grace to grow from that shit, if that makes sense, But a misconception people always have is the once you communicate, it's done. Or I should be able to have a conversation with you and you change it and it doesn't happen again. That don't work like that. That's like telling somebody to stop smoking right now today if they smoke. Or tell somebody to stop drinking right now today if they drink. Or if they do hard fucking drugs, and you be like, stop, bro. And they be like, okay. And they don't. You get what I'm saying? It's a process. You gotta work with these people. These people gotta want to change that thing. Like, they have to have that realization. Same thing with people who be in domestic violence relationships. Those people know it's something wrong.
You can't just tell somebody like, oh, you need to change, or
right,
or
right.
You didn't, like, you really have to work with that person.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like, it's probably not what you do, it's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're just probably not that person that can help me with that change, because you don't know how to feed my soul with a soothing type of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and ain't nobody gonna make nobody move. That's not gonna happen. You ain't gonna make nobody move. That's not gonna happen. A person moves when they're ready to move and they want to move. That's the only time. These people who went to rehab, when they was in the rehab, being forced into rehab, it never worked. Never worked. Ever. Unless they had something in their mind and they said, I do need to get my shit together. You have to want it. That person has to want it.
What's 3 key things in a relationship?
Communication, understanding, and comprehension.
I'll say the comprehension, boundaries. You guys love language. So the last and final subject.
Yes, the last one. We talking about toxic traits. Woo. I know y'all love to be toxic so bad. What toxic traits do people out here normalize?
I would say, like, playing victim, making people feel bad about stuff.
I say, one of them, I just learned this, y'all, when I was doing my research for the podcast. The silent treatment.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that,
yeah,
but
I feel like
it's true.
That's something that they normalize, that me personally, because I'm a person who likes to, like, okay, a problem occurs, speak on it, like, right then and there. I'm gonna fuck with you in the car and I said something like, no. Like, okay, hold on, girl. Like, speak on it with me, because sometimes I smoke weed, so I just be doing like shit. I just be hyped up. I be geeked. I be ready to go. I just be ready to be a good ass time. So it might be like me growing up. I learned that it's a lot of stuff that I did that like a lot of people did not like.
It's like forcing them to end the relationship or forcing them to apologize. What's your toxic trait?
One of my toxic traits is talking over people, or like my attitude. When I get an attitude, I don't want to eat, talk, drink, nothing. I don't want nobody to talk to me. I don't want to be around people. Like, I hate everything. I don't find the positive light into nothing.
You like push?
Yeah, I push everybody away. And then also, if you talk to me like while I have an attitude, I could take my attitude out on you. Mm-hmm. Not purposely, like, because after I'd be like, if you tell me that, damn, you take your attitude out on me, I could be like, damn, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I still say, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't think that, like, yeah, I say I'm considerate of people, but when I get into attitude, you could say I'm not considerate of others.
This is crazy because I feel the same way, and both of you mentioned I feel the same. Like, when I'm irritated, I just don't want nobody to bother me. I get real overstimulated at that point. Like, I just, it's too much for me. I know how to internalize as well too. Like, you can see it's something wrong with me. I'm just not feeling the vibe, so I'm just sitting there and I'm not saying shit. Talk over people a lot, and I don't know. I don't know. Our family does that. Like, when we talk in a group, we talk, like, we get louder so we can get what we said out, even though while the other person is talking, and we're listening to what that person is saying while we're still talking. I don't know. I know this for other people, it's an issue.
For example, like my cousin and like people like that, when I used to bring people around them and like they'd be talking and I'm like trying to say something, that's what got me to the point where now I feel like I'm gonna just say whatever I want to say, how I want to say it, how loud I want to say it, because it was like I feel like I got talked over so much. But it became to a point where now I start doing it to where I'm talking over people and I'm trying to be, you know, so it's just a working thing. Another thing that I say that I have a toxic trait on is I don't believe nothing. Like, if somebody is doing something like everything's going good, or for example, like in relationships, somebody just showering you with things and stuff like that, I don't trust it. It's something like I'll self-sabotage myself. It's something like you doing something, like something is going on, because ain't no way in America you're trying to be like this positive with me or this good to me or whatever the case may be. Yes, I am the problem, so just leave me alone till I fix my problem. What's a toxic trait that you feel like you overcome as a young woman?
I used to be real mean to people, like rude, like for no reason. Like, and I used to really have a lot of hate in my heart. Like, for real. Oh, I was a bully at one point too. I really was. No, like, I dead ass was. I used to bully bitches the way people used to bully me.
A toxic trait that I feel like I got over as a young woman is, I'll say, like, hiding from the world. Like, I used to do that real bad as, like, a younger child, hiding myself, hiding my identity. Not specifically hiding it, but scared to embrace it. And, like, what I don't like, or what I want and what I don't want. People used to do stuff, and instead of me, like, now, like, oh, I don't want to do that, or that's just not me, or I used to just, like, be, like, a quiet, shy, like, little, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, you all, I used to want to fight all the time.
Why are you used to say
I used to just be angry and, like, like, I just, like, one thing, and we could just start throwing them, like, I don't really care. And, like, even play fighting, like, I used to play fight, like, a lot. So I feel like that was probably my giving, like, my certain reaction, like, that aggressive reaction.
What are 3 tips to get over toxic traits? Your own toxic traits.
Just 1, acknowledging them. 2, actually acting upon them to change it. Like, make it a positive. Like, if you see that your toxic trait is negative, make it something positive towards it. So, like, making an affirmation that's positive towards it, or challenging yourself, something like to do with that specific toxic trait. Another one that I would do is write a list of whatever toxic trait that you have. Write why you do that. Write what makes you do that. Like your triggers that make you actually act that way or start to think that way, or you know what I'm saying? So then you know, like, oh, these are my triggers for my toxic trait. So now I could come up with boundaries to cover my, you know what I'm saying, the triggers for my toxic trait. It's like a little water wave, I guess.
Right. I like that. That's right. First I'm gonna start off saying go to therapy. Because a lot of y'all can't do it yourself.
You better
talk to that lady, because a lot of y'all can't do it by yourself, but some people do not have the health care to do that. So for y'all, I would say figure out what triggers it, especially if it's a person or people around you who triggers it. Remove yourself from them people. Certain words, certain things. Like, even if you live in an area where, like, even if you live in an area where those people are triggering it, get away from, you know, that situation. Say you're the only, I'm gonna keep getting back on this race thing, but say you're the only black person who live in your town or on your street, and what's making you the angry black person on the street is these people being racist to you. Remove yourself from that situation. Please just do it. But if you're trying to stand your ground, you figure out how to do that. If you need to stand your ground, you just can't move. You figure out what's going to make you be like, fuck what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want it to trigger you.
Balance. So
yeah,
just
balance.
Like this goes back to the friends with red flags, everything. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, everything's perfect, you gonna just do this and do that and it's just gonna make a change tomorrow. No. If you know that you don't like this certain thing that this person does all the time, but for example, they make good content with you or whatever the case may be, you have to, if that's something that you feel like you personally want to deal with, you have to learn how to balance and keeping yourself, but still balancing the stuff that you have to do, because it's life. Like, it's the world. Not everything perfect. Everybody is not the same. And it's a lot of people who are here to be that type of person. Like, that's just who they are, and that's what they is, and that they are okay with that. So if that's something that you want to deal with, just learn how to balance it. Or, oh yeah, I know, like I said once again, that this is just for fun, or this is just for this, or this is just for that. If that's how you is, and you, instead of just like knocking it all the way out, which you personally, to get over shit, you gotta knock it all the way out. But if you're in your journey and that's how you do, you just time by time cut a lot of things out. It don't have to be a whole like, if you're connected to this person, you don't have to just knock that person completely out, but start taking, if you wrote down boundaries, start telling them your boundaries. Like, these are, and stand on it. Like, this is something that I don't like and I don't want around me. So, and as time progresses, you're going to see that your body, your mind, everything is just like, I don't want this person around, period. Ain't no more in the middle. Ain't no more, oh, when I want to. And no, it comes to, no, out the park. Knock it out the park.
And some of y'all just need to take accountability and realize you are the problem, and you need to change that behavior.
That's not the problem. Shit.
You was wrong, and you just need to stop doing that. Like, just stop doing that. And it could be a trigger that is making you act this way, but you need to realize you are hurting people when you do those things.
And just because it's a trigger don't mean that you can act that way. Especially if you're at the point where you acknowledge and recognize and know a trigger from a trait that you just have, or whatever it is. Once you acknowledge that, then it becomes you're making an excuse. Mm-hmm. Because at that point, now you know that that's what that is. And yeah, instead of you working on it, or, you know what I'm saying, not saying that you won't mess up or whatever, yes, but don't make an excuse out of it.
Right. We grown now. I don't want you 5 years from now, you didn't acknowledge it now, and 5 years from now, you still making the same mistake.
No, let me see. Listen. Cause baby, y'all is killing us. Y'all is killing us in this video. Cause we done touched a lot of things. Like, we done got into it. We got in scoop. So, Callie, What's one thing out of this whole video do you want your fans to take away from the girl talk, the chit chat?
Take care of yourself. Learn yourself. Be mindful of the people you have around you, and acknowledge the flaws you have. Work on the flaws you have, and don't make it other people's problem to take care of you.
Okay.
Love yourself.
Okay, yeah, I like that. One thing I have to say to my chosen ladies would be, just keep growing. No matter what, just keep your mind elevating. Try to never stay in the same situation. Grow yourself and like the people who is around you. Just stay mindful of the things that you do throughout your daily life, and always put yourself first, because if you don't, nobody else will. So yeah, that's all I'll say. So we knocking them out the park.
Yep.
Well, y'all already know, chosen ones. It's your girl Duce.
It's your girl Callie.
And yeah. Oh, wait. Y'all already know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Y'all go comment under here of other things, other girl chit chats that you guys want to see or what you want to do. And let's move up. Let's get Callie to 1K. Can I get 50? Like, I just need 50. Let's get this ball rolling, because it's so many more bangers dropping.